to the Cape Town Cycle Tour. Super excited about that. So, good morning, Brett. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Jonathan. I'm happy, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
It's good to have you on. Brett, let's start off with some of the basics about buggy racing or cycling while pulling a buggy. I mean, I'm amazed to see what you guys get up to and what you personally get up to. How did you get into that whole scene?
So I've been fortunate through sport and particularly cycling related sports to travel and see some amazing places in our country and around the world. And I remember sort of as a competitor cycling, it's very sort of individual and focused on the self and sort of on your own personal achievements. But when I was at a networking event, I was introduced to this concept of buggy cycling. And I thought, oh, here's a perfect opportunity to take my sort of love of cycling and give it to somebody else, to let somebody else experience the freedom and the exhilaration of cycling. And I met David through this NPO, and we've been sort of cycling together ever since.
My goodness me. So how many years is that you and
We've
David
been
have been
riding
doing this together?
eight years together. I met him when he was 8, and he's just turned 16 this year. Yeah.
Amazing, Brett. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. So what makes you keep doing it? Because I can only imagine it gets harder as David gets bigger. Because, I mean, when he was an 8-year-old child, he was, what, about 30 Ks maybe? Now he's a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah, there have been significant weight gains, and we've tried to offset his growth with sort of reducing the weight of the buggy as we've gone along. But there comes a point where we can't go anymore, and he just gets heavier. So we just accept that. But sort of watching David grow and seeing him face and sort of overcome the challenges that he has had has been such a privilege and humbling experience for me. And David's development, you can see, has definitely been significantly helped by the confidence he's gained, by the sense of achievement and the inclusion he gets through being involved in cycling. And at the end of the day, he's my mate, and we just enjoy cycling together. So that's why we keep on doing it.
I love that. I love that, Brett. And for those who are watching this video live, whether it's on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel, Brett has actually taken time out of his busy morning schedule, parked somewhere safe to be able to speak to us this morning. So a big thank you for taking the time out. Brett, you are also the chairman of Raising Hope South Africa. Tell us a little bit about Raising Hope before we go back to the cycling, because I don't want people to miss out on what Raising Hope South Africa is all about.
Yeah, so we're an NPO. The NPO was started by David's sister, Ashlyn Klinkraat. So Raising Hope focuses on serving the disabled communities and families in 3 key ways: education and support, a disability ministry and training, as well as inclusive sports. And our cycling program is part of the inclusive sports and includes riders of varying abilities and using different cycling mechanisms, such as hand cycles, tandems, and buggies. And we use the cycling as a platform to create awareness around disability possibilities. This allows and helps us to generate funds through sponsorship and the funds raised to support our other various programs.
Sure. That is brilliant. And I love what you've done with David, or Davey, as many call him affectionately. Davey is an amazing young man. I've had the privilege of meeting him a couple of times, but he has challenges that he has to go through, and that's why he's in a buggy while you're cycling up front. And just this past Sunday, you guys are doing the Cape Town Cycle Tour. Now, Mary, David's mom, actually let me know that you guys finished the cycle tour with a 20-minute stop to help one of your assistant riders. You finished it in 4 hours. I can't get my head around that number. Like, how do you do it?
Well, it's simple. Left leg, right leg, repeat.
Brilliant.
Well, no, yeah, we had unfortunately I have a support rider who's been riding with me as long as I've since as long as David and I've been together. His name's Gavin Rousseau. So when we ride in an event, we have somebody who helps us. He marshals
Brilliant.
people around, makes sure that we stay safe and pushes. And he unfortunately had a crash just as we came over the top of Smithswinkel. So we
Aye.
lost him, and you don't know what you've got until you have to ride the last 55 kilometers without your support rider helping you.
Yeah. Oh, we've lost video and audio connection with Brett. His video is just frozen. Sorry,
The
ladies and
hills.
gentlemen.
So
Okay, sorry. I think we're
sorry,
back.
we're back. Sorry,
Yeah, we're back.
my phone just, sorry about that.
No, it's fun. I imagine it's network related. So you were saying that last 55 Ks without a support rider, it's quite scary, right?
It was tough. On the flats, it's not so bad, but the hills, as with the weight becomes quite a weight with on tired legs. So it was tough, but we just slowed down a bit and enjoyed. We stopped a bit more than we normally would and took in the scenery and waved at people a bit more and just enjoyed ourselves. And we're happy to get back to the finish safe and sound.
Now, Brett, I know that one of the achievements that you've had with David is doing the Cape Town Cycle Tour in a sub 3 hours, 30 minutes. I mean, that is really incredible. Pulling a buggy. How much does the buggy weigh, and how much does it all kind of weigh together, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so this year we were at 60 kilos. David's the year that we went 328, we had an aluminium buggy, which David was much smaller, and that was close to 25 kilos. We've since been fortunate enough through some sponsorship to get a lighter buggy made. So we're down to about 12 kilos on the buggy, but of course David's getting bigger as he grows. So this year we were sitting at 60 kilos. The year that we went 328, we were probably at 40 kilos, 42 kilos. So that 20 kilogram makes a big difference. Good weather, good wind, good group, lots of people helping and working around us. That's how you do it. You can't do it on your own. It's not just me pulling the buggy. It's having support other people around who will help push and help the support rider, and then together that all makes it come together. You can't do it on your own.
So with regard to that, if you don't mind me asking, Brett, if I understand correctly, you need some more support riders. It definitely sounds like to me.
No, so we're very fortunate. We've done a lot of PPA cycling events, and in these other events, we're allowed to put together bigger groups of riders. So we've had when we've done things like the PPA 1 tonner, which is a 160-kilometer route, we've had 10 riders with us. The cycle tour, particularly because of the start groups and the number of people in there, that we're only allowed to have one support rider with us, which is fine. What happens is along the way, you will find good, kind people who see our need. The buggy has two handles that you can push on, and they see Gavin pushing on the one side, and you always get somebody else who joins in and helps for a little bit along the way. So
Brilliant.
For the bigger events, we take extra people with us, but for the cycle tour specifically, there's only one support rider per buggy team.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Lastly, Brett, I'm sure there are people who are saying, I love what Raising Hope South Africa is doing. I love what you, Brett, and David are doing, and your support team. How can they get involved? How can they connect with Raising Hope South Africa?
So the easiest way to do that would be to obviously check out our webpage, check out our Facebook page, as well as our Instagram. And then through that, you can see the various programs that we run. As I say, from the education and support, we are focused on helping families who are coming to terms with their disability diagnosis, be that physical or mental disabilities. That's a large portion of what we do. We're always looking for volunteers in our disability ministries, as well as the programs that we run in there. And with regards to the cycling, somebody feels like they want to help in terms of our main focus with the cycling is raising money for our school feeding program. During the school holidays, there are kids who don't get the foods that they would normally get while they're at school. So we support anywhere between 35 and 55 families twice a year in the major school holidays. And that's a never-ending stream where we need funds for. So get in contact with us, and there are many ways to help, and we will see how best is to point you to where you could be of the most assistance.
Sure. Brett, really great chatting to you. And again, hats off to you and the team, the small team, with regard to your achievement this past Sunday at the Cape Town Cycle Tour. And looking forward to connecting with you again and hearing about the next upcoming cycle challenge that you have.
Thank you, Jonathan. I really appreciate the time and wishing everybody a great day. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Have a great day too.